Hello everyone, my name is Taylor Edrington with Royal Gorge Anglers in Canyon City, Colorado, the oldest fly shop and fly fishing guide service and only Orvis Endorsed Outfitter on the entire Arkansas River Basin. Thanks so much for viewing here today. Things could not be any better. Fishing is just fantastic as we move into the month of July now. On the entire Arkansas Basin, not only on the Freestone River from Canyon City through Leadville, but also our fantastic tail race fishery in Lake Pueblo State Park. So, just a little overview of what conditions are doing right now. Obviously, if you've paid attention to our previous reports, really low snowpack this year. The Arkansas River Basin was actually in pretty darn good shape as we moved into the spring as far as snowpack is concerned. However, we had some heavy wind and some dusting of that snowpack, which really evaporated the snowpack rapidly. We had a runoff in May, in the third week of May, that really only lasted, as far as unfishable conditions, maybe 3 or 4 days. We were fishing edges by the last week of May, and the fishing in June has just been phenomenal, which usually in a typical snowpack year, typical runoff year, we aren't fishing the Arkansas hard, fishing the edges hard until about the third week of June, sometimes the second week of June. So to be fishing the entire month and to see the hatches as strong as they are is really, really cool to see. The fishing has been absolutely enjoyable. And, right now we've got, golden stoneflies, yellow sallies, we've got PMDs, tricos, some crane flies. We're starting to see some red quills and some gray drakes and slate drakes out there as well. And then, of course, you've got the terrestrial activity, lots of hoppers, some flying ants, some beetles, stuff like that around. Fish are, really in feeding frenzy mode, especially in the morning and the evening during low light time periods, and even during the day when it's a bit hotter and brighter. Fish are still feeding hard, just in different water, in deeper tail outs and more oxygenated water. So we really are enjoying the fishing right now. We should have just an absolute banner month of July on the Arkansas River. Long-term forecasts are for a continuation of dry weather. We're gonna get a little bit of rain, it looks like, in the evening, some evening showers, which will only help things, but in the long-term forecast, we don't see any monsoon conditions, at least in the next couple of weeks, and probably through the month of July. Typically, we start to see those heavier monsoon rain systems come in the month of August. So we expect to see that this year, and probably based on previous drought years, we've seen, less effect from those monsoon rains in the previous drought years, and so that probably will hold true this year. We'll see less of an impact in August from those storms. So currently the Arkansas River at Wellsville is running right at 600 CFS. The Arkansas at Granite around 300 CFS, at Leadville around 100 CFS. So really we're at flow rates that we typically see in the month of August. One of the great things that we've got going for us on the Arkansas River Basin is our voluntary flow management program. And what that is going to guarantee for us this year is essentially 600 CFS at the Wellsville gauge through August 15th, which will keep the water a lot cooler, keep the fish happy. It's really a great thing for this river. So the Arkansas is going to be just in phenomenal shape as we move through the month of July into August, we should have a banner summer season on the Arky. Also, I mentioned before, the Arkansas Tail Race below Pueblo Reservoir is in absolutely fantastic condition. We're running float trips down there, walkways. It's around 500 CFS right now. So if flow rate maintains on the Arkansas Tail Race, we should absolutely have fantastic fishing through the month of July and August down there. We're already seeing great hatches, some PMDs, some caddis. Blue wings are always down there, midge hatches are always down there. But we're seeing a lot of really nice fish come out of that fishery. And like I said, with our really exclusive floats down there, that's a lot of fun. The weighting's excellent at this level as well. So there's some great ways to see that river if you've not experienced it before. And like I said, take advantage of these fantastic conditions, not only on the upper basin, the freestone section, but also the tail race, because many summer seasons we just never see the flows below 800-900 CFS. So if you're not floating, it's a difficult prospect down there during the summer season with irrigation release, so on and so forth. Like I said before, a plethora of hatches on all of our local watersheds. If we focus on the Arkansas Freestone, however, our guides are really focusing on terrestrials, on stonefly imitations, and like I said, our mayfly categories are prolific right now with red quills, PMDs. We've got some tricos out there, and then obviously caddis are always around in the summer. So with the continuation of these great flows, solid hatches, so on and so forth, the dry dropper fishing should continue to do really well in the morning and the evening. Double dry fishing has been great. Hatch matching, obviously, where we need to. And then in the hotter, brighter time periods during the middle of the day, typically our guides are focusing on nymphing, double nymphing, getting down to fish in those more oxygenated tail outs and riffles where we find fish nosed into during those hotter time periods. Okay, so if you focus on kind of those variables and those techniques, you will do very well. Obviously, the streamer fishing is always a staple in the summer, especially if you're float fishing. That's a great way to really cover water and get your fly in front of as many fish as possible. So what I'd like to do now is take a peek at some key patterns for our guides, what we're really focusing on, and many of these patterns are standby, tried and true patterns here at the Fly Shop. So let's take a peek at some of those, and obviously we're just going to have a snapshot at kind of, you know, what we're looking at for guide patterns. We've got over 1,000 different patterns in our Fly Shop, but this will give you a basic idea of kind of what we're looking at for life cycles patterns as we kind of move forward through the month of July. Okay, folks, so this is the big board, and all of these patterns should really hold true for the month of July into August. Some really great core, tried and true staple patterns here. Some a little bit new, some you may have not seen before, but let's kind of go through the list. And like I said, a lot of dry dropper, some double nymphing, some streamer fishing, some single dry hatch matching going on. So we're gonna kind of work through those step by step. Starting out, we really love chubby Chernobyls. Chubbies are some of our very favorite patterns. Right now, we're really focusing on the stoneflies that are hatching, and so we're really focusing on those more natural kind of tan colors to gold. Right here, I've got two different tan colors, black and tan. Our Amy's ants are always prolific producers here, both the natural kind of tan color as well as your red. Next one down, obviously, like I said, terrestrials are great right now. This is a newer pattern called a beefcake hopper, an Umpqua pattern, excellent. Great hook on it. Just a general kind of attractor, Andrew Grillos's party animal. Nice, high vis, covers a lot of spectrum, a lot of different bugs. Good stonefly, good terrestrial. So just kind of an attractor there. Moving into our hatch matching kind of stuff, we've got black foam caddis here, which is always tried and true. That's Larry Kingree's Better Foam caddis. Schroeder's parachute caddis, one of my favorites there. Nice high vis parachute. Like I said, we've got red quills starting to kick around as well. So we've got our crystal wing spinner for your red quill spinner falls. We've got another profile spinner which fishes well as just a straight up adult or a spinner. Then moving on, obviously our PMDs, Sparkle Comparadons, one of our favorites with the biot body. That's Larry Kingree's pattern. Morsh's Mayday is a really fun little PMD pattern. Great representation there. With our Yellow Sally hatch going strong, this is the Ride Sally Ride. More hatch matcher there, and then we've got more of an attractor here. Your Chubby Sally, so Chubby Chernobyl in the Sally version, so great attractor for a dry dropper, say. Moving down to dropper nymphs to go off of a double nymph rig, off a big stonefly, or to go off a dry dropper. Caddis larva, you got the roller, Psycho-Ryko, nice caddis that really covers a lot of spectrums there. Got the your splat roller, Shea Gunkel's pattern, another just great tried and true here on the Arky. Your red quill nymphs, Shea Gunkel's Radiation Batis in that brown coloration with the orange trigger, great red quill imitation. More of an attractor, the Devil's Jig in the red quill color, so bright red. Fishes real well as a dropper off a dry. Then we've got our PMDs. First, we've got Mike Mercer's Micro Mayfly up top there. Then we've got another Devil's Jig in more of a PMD color, kind of a tannish. Yellow Sally nymphs, which can be run as droppers or lead flies in a double nymph rig or a dropper under a dry. You've got your Sloan's Sally, which is one of my favorites. Very, very lifelike. And then you've got Mike Mercer's Poxyback Microstone, which is just a phenomenal little Yellow Sally imitation. For larger stoneflies, we've got T-Stone, Tim Drummond's pattern. We carry it in the light. This is the light color. We also carry it in a dark color, but fantastic fly. Two-tone stone, another big golden stone that just fishes great in the summer as a lead fly. If you want a little bit darker, the rolling stone with a little rubber leg action, double tungsten, another great go-to fly for a darker fly. And then your tongue teaser, John Barr's, another great kind of darker, slight profile fly. Like I said, streamer action's great. You want to have something big on you, definitely. Kelly Gallup's Butt Monkey's been a really good one. Funny name, but great fly. And then Charlie Craven's Baby Ganga in olive has been a really great color combo there. For trailers, or if you just want to run a single, although we do recommend fishing double, fishing tandem. Some new patterns, John Barr's Hot Cone Slump Busters in the natural and the black below it there. And then the Bowface is just a really tried and true rabbit, streamer, great slight profile, good trailer. So again, that's the big board as we move into the month of July. Great summer prime time patterns here. All of these patterns are available on our web store at www.royalgorgeanglers.com. You can buy those directly from us in 2-3 packs, sometimes 1 packs on the bigger streamers. So check that stuff out. So folks, as you can see by the big board, there's a lot going on. Sometimes that's the difficult part of fishing in summer prime time. There are so many hatches. You really got to dial that in. The fish are typically very active feeders in the summer months, but many times just dialing in which patterns and which hatches can be the major hurdle for folks. So hopefully that's helpful. Again, just a snapshot. Like I said, we've got close to 1,000 different patterns here in shop, and so if you want options, obviously we've got those, but those are just some key patterns that we like. Again, those are available on our web store at royalgorgeanglers.com. You can purchase any of those directly. Obviously come in, we can of course point you to them. To wrap things up, just phenomenal conditions as we move into the month of July. 600 CFS in Freestone, on the Freestone in Bighorn Sheep Canyon in Canyon City. Great clarity, should continue moving forward there. Hopefully we get a little bit of rain in the evenings here coming up just to cool things down. If it adds a little color to the river, that will only help things. Because right now, a little bit more technical, you can't get as close to fish with the clarity we've got now. But beautiful to fish, so enjoyable out there. And like I said, weather coming up looks just fantastic in the 80s. Looks like a great spell of weather we've got coming our way in the month of July. Like I said, don't forget the Arkansas tailwater. Definitely in play. A lot of bugs down there. Flows are excellent in the 500 CFS range. That should hold there because they're not going to release more than what they've got coming in right now. Irrigation demands have been put on hold for the most part just because there's just not enough water going around. When we start to move a little bit of project water down from Lake Creek and Clear Creek for Pueblo, they may start to release a little bit more water down there. But like I said, 750, 800 CFS or less, great conditions down there. Always should be in your wheelhouse. But right now, 500 CFS, green tint, good clarity. Fishing's been just phenomenal down there. And like I said, we've got some great new opportunities for guided float trips down there. Our wade trips are just doing phenomenal down there as well. If you're interested in learning the Freestone River better during the summer months, we've got both great wade and float options, although our wade trips have been doing slightly better than our float trips, and that probably will continue through the summer season just because of lower than average flows. We've got a lot of great options up there. If you want to check out the river from a guided trip perspective, obviously you need to get on that as soon as possible with heavy tourist traffic now in the state of Colorado. Again, thanks so much for viewing. Hopefully this information's helpful for you. Nuts and bolts are, get out there and enjoy. Enjoy the summer season. We've got absolutely phenomenal conditions. This year's already been one for the record books and will continue to be great through the summer and fall on the Arkansas Basin. Let us know if you have any questions at toll-free 888-994-6743, extension 1 for the fly shop, extension 2 for the guide office. Also can reach us at info@royalgorgeanglers.com. Again, it's been my pleasure to talk to you today. enjoy the summer fishing out there. Let us know if we can help you at any stage. And thanks so much. Be safe out there.